On election nights in Ghana, there are some constituencies that excite watchers. One of them is Ketu South, deemed as a World Bank of the NDC, the party that is in opposition now. I do not know if Ketu South is still the World Bank, but the Volta region surely is. And the numbers that come from Ketu South are always the numbers that the NDC would hope to use to upset the huger numbers that will be coming through from Bantama, which itself has been diced and split and now made a very small constituency. On Face to Face today, my guest is the Member of Parliament representing Ketu South, who asked what has changed since she took over as the MP. My name is Omaru Sandamadu. You're welcome to Face to Face. The Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie served as Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts in the John Mahama government. She currently is a Member of Parliament for Ketu South. You're welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you very much,
I have not seen you in the creative world, I must confess. I know everybody talks about you. You are big in the industry, but me, I haven't watched you. Now, for many people who know how your industry is and the fact that you have to move into politics, which is where my forte is, how was the transition like?
Well, it's good to have you interviewing me. I've dreaded this though.
Oh, you see, you've been disappointed.
You're sharp. So when people are coming in front of you, I hope they know that.
Oh, thank you.
And you are, you know.
Oh, I'm innocent. I'm largely innocent. The verdict is still
I know you would like to be innocent, but that's okay. So coming back to your question,
yes.
So it's not actually a difficult transition. Considering the kinds of things that I was exposed to as an artist. I'm more of a theater artist, theater performer, than film and all of those.
So you see why I've never watched you, because there was no theater.
Plus you're younger.
Yes.
And now you can go and watch them though.
Yes, I can go on YouTube and then watch the playback.
If you're there.
Or maybe you should stage one of these days. That would be nice.
Listen.
Imagine this, pair up with Chief Mumin or Latif, Abubakar, do something. It would be nice. Or, yeah, it would be awesome.
I don't know.
That would be nice. I would buy a VIP ticket, I promise you.
One VIP ticket cannot assure me of much.
I'll buy it for me and my producer.
Oh, boy.
But I'll come for the money from you.
Okay, can I just answer the question now?
Yes, please.
Because now you're pushing me to accept something I don't want to do.
Think of it. Creative arts.
Can I be the producer, though?
I don't know. You can have a discussion with I know Latif, I know Chief Mumin.
Right. They are both my. Can I call you my babies?
Protege, maybe would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
We'll see.
In fact, let me suspend the question about your transition and come and ask you what you make of the theater setting in Ghana. How we've been doing so far?
Not good. I'm sad to say, not good. And many reasons account for that. Financing, interest maybe, and the right, perhaps, remuneration for the people who practice the art.
Okay.
Back in the day, we didn't earn a thing for anything we did.
It was just passion.
It was passion and an interest and wanting to learn. Personally, I think my mother conditioned me to believe that I was born to dance.
Okay.
When I was 9, my mother told a neighbor of ours that leave that daughter of mine alone. That one popped out of my womb dancing. Wow. So it was dancing that led me to find the acting part of me. And when I went on stage, I was privileged to have performed in plays like The Trial of Kwame Nkrumah, Chaka the Zulu, Mambo, Jogolo. And all these plays were historical narratives on how Africans themselves fought for something they believed in and used that to liberate their people.
And these were all theater or live performance, not movie?
Nope, these were live stage performances.
How long did it take to come up with these stage performances? Because I speak to the people in the industry, Mumin and the rest, and they tell me how difficult it is to assemble a a team, and after that, how you have to go through rehearsal, you know, to go and do the main show on a big day. And
it's tough.
I mean, you suffer so much to produce something so, I mean, well, it's so extensive, but just maybe during 1 hour or less.
Well, before that show, that could be an hour and a half, 2 hours, is put on stage, would be, depending on the capacity, the size of the production, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. One piece.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, because there's costuming, there's stage blocking, there's the rehearsals, there's bringing all the elements of the theater together before it's ready for consumption. It takes a lot.
I would like us to explore the opportunities and challenges in that field. Let's look at the opportunities first. Maybe those are the positive. Then we look at the challenges with getting these things running for the country.
I think theatre and the creative arts hold more opportunities than any other industry I know. Because if you take one stage performance, for example, you'll have not only the people you see on the stage, but those who build the stage, those who make us up, those who costume us, those who do the sound, those who check our props, those who put us through the rehearsals. The engagement of the different domains in the creative arts is what finally is given to the consumer as a finished product. We buy the props, we buy the costumes, so we are engaging all of these people in the value chain. And so if we had a vibrant theatre or creative arts industry, carpenters will never be wanting. Like, we have 16 regions now. If each of them is producing, each region has its own theatre, and there's a resident theatre company in the region that is entertaining people it could be every weekend. Look, we have enough talent and passion of people who want to do this every weekend.
But we have enough stories for every week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what is the story? What we are doing here could easily be acted. We have the stories. And look, the number of young people who are so talented, and it makes me cry. I mean, they are so talented. All they need is somebody to give them opportunity to express this. Unfortunately, we don't consider the creative arts and culture worthy of a huge portion of the budget of this country.
How many theatres do we have nationwide? Apart from the National Theatre, do we have any others?
You know, which we built, when I say we, I mean Ghana. So the period that I left, we had the Centers for National Culture in every region, the 10 regions that we were working with. And then we started a new one in a new theatre in the Central region, I think it is. So performing spaces, I don't think that's really an issue.
So it wasn't, that's not a challenge?
Not for me. And I don't believe that that's exactly the answer you get from all the other people in the sector. My training and my understanding is that even the compound here can be a stage. So we have theatre for extension communication, now theatre for development, where we move into even the marketplace, because we have a message cut specifically for the market people. Maybe we want to change a certain mindset. We want to promote a certain product. So we move the theatre there. So for me, that's not the thing. But it would have been ideal if we have the national theatre kind of building in every region. That will be super. But the absence of that, because you linked it to, do we have the stories? We have the stories. We can perform anywhere.
Why should I waste my time going to a theatre to watch a performance when people in other countries and around the world are on Netflix and all I need is my iPad or my mobile phone and I'm through watching whatever I need to watch? Why would people, you reckon, go to the theatre when we have Netflix? We have all these movies on the screens everywhere. There's a cinema that you could go and watch a movie. Why?
So you used a word that made me cringe. You said, why would I waste my time? I would have said, why should I spend my time?
Okay, I'm asking the question as a cynic.
Didn't I just give you accolades that you are a cynic?
I mean, on behalf of cynics. I'm not a cynic. I'm just speaking on behalf of cynics.
You wish. Yeah. So let me say that having Netflix is not bad. But how about your representation on Netflix? Is a reason why you should go and watch it. So that you help to develop the industry so we can compete with or be on Netflix as the others are on. You see, if I sell, for example, Kinky, and you know that I had Mama's Kitchen. When I started small. After a while, 12 midnight, I'll be cooking a wakula because somebody wanted it.
Wow.
And I'd created the impression that it doesn't matter what time you want to eat your wakula, I'm there waiting to cook it for you.
Okay.
Now, that's the same thing with theater. The more people consume it, the more you sustain the industry, the more it generates income, the more it creates job opportunities for people. So it is not just a matter of interest. If you are fighting for poultry farmers, if you are fighting for journalists, why not fight for theater artists?
Globally,
and we must learn to tell our own story, consume a bit of it, and share with the world, because we are unique.
Why would the world be interested in what we are exporting? And what should we export? And what are the opportunities that would accrue to the nation?
So, if we use, for example, the University of Ghana, where I spent 7 years learning.
Okay.
The one department that attracts foreigners is the School of Performing Arts. They all pay school fees. They don't pay what I pay, right? They pay expat rates.
Twice or thrice.
Exactly. Why are they here and why are they coming to that particular department? There's a gem there that they want. There's wealth there that they want. They want to tap into that wealth. And, I've been telling some people who care to listen to me that soon our children will be paid to watch foreigners perform our story, tell our stories, and we will pay to watch it on Netflix.
If it's not already happening.
It's already happening. That's how scary it is. Look, when I was an undergrad, there was a young man from, I think it was Japan. He was called Koji. That boy used to compete with me on the dance floor.
A Japanese?
Listen.
You almost did.
I almost wore. My mates in university who were part of the dance class will attest to this. Koji could interpret the sound and execute the movement so excellently, it was terrifying for me.
Wow. Wow.
And I used to think that the day I allow Koji to beat me in this class,
you just pack and leave.
I'll pack and leave. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, that look, he knows his dance.
And knows yours.
And is now almost a clone of any good traditional dancer in Ghana.
I see.
So that's added value to his person. So if we are going to compete anywhere, would he not beat me to it?
So now that you've outlined the opportunities, the benefits to us, so as individuals and as a nation, what are the challenges? Why are we not doing it?
The challenges starts from the way we look at it. It's no more even in our curriculum at the basic level. Culture and creative arts and all of that, it's passing through. Like when there's an activity, a celebration, then something is quickly put together. Whereas it was an integral part of my growing up. My school, primary school, secondary school, we had time for club activities, and the teachers gave us enormous support. I recall that even in St. Louis, where I went to secondary school.
In Kumasi.
The late Asantehene gave me a kente strip. And I'm sure if I look for it, I probably will find it. So it gave me opportunity to be appreciated for my talent. Come to the University of Ghana or to all the tertiary institutions and see how even academics treat their colleague academics in that department. And see how the derogatory sentences like dondology and what have you. People think
so there's no regard or respect.
Absolutely nothing. And sadly, it's a reflection of how we look at ourselves.
Could it be that as a society, we are growing away from our culture? Because anyone who looks down on your dondology is saying that his culture is dondology.
Absolutely.
So it means it's a communal or a societal problem.
It's a societal problem. It's so endemic. It's institutionalized already. And a certain mind change of paradigm shift is the only thing that can save us.
Yeah, but you were there as a highest in the executive. So if you want to fix something, you bring someone who loves to have that thing fixed. You passionate about it. You went there for 4 years. What did you do to ensure that we stop looking down on theater arts and the arts industry and culture in general?
You know,
apart from you dressing nicely in your cultural attire for us to see, which is a symbol, which is a good symbol, though.
You think that's a plus, but coming from you is probably, I don't know if I should take it as a compliment.
I genuinely think it is.
You do?
I think it's positive.
All right, thank you.
Yes. So,
yeah.
You have done the exemplification, but practically, what have you left behind? Legacy at the Ministry of Tourism.
So, you know, something that was happening before I was born, calling theater artists at the university, at the citadel of education, dondology, started before I was born. An institutionalized self-doubt and self-degradation cannot be solved in 4 years only. But I'm proud to say that as an activist, before I became the deputy minister, I belonged to a crop of amazing intellectuals and practitioners and advocates who have been doing their bit to ensure that this country comes back on track. As Kwame Nkrumah, and I can't even quote it now, it slipped my mind, said at the opening of the Institute of African Studies, that those who terrify him are the supposed intellectuals who look down on who they are. Kwame Nkrumah said this at the opening of the Institute of African Studies. And I want to urge you as a journalist to go and look for that and put it in the conversation.
Yes.
Have it typed, scrolling, what he said. I can send it to you myself when we're done with this.
So it's telling the story of today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if Kwame Nkrumah, who I don't know, but through plays and books, said this before I was born.
And it means it's a long problem.
You can't use 4 years. But like, as I was saying, the likes of, listen, I'm such a blessed child of this country. I've learned from Ifua Sutherland of blessed memory. When she was in charge of the drama studio, I would go there as a child to hear her read. I'll go there as a child to participate in a production that she's doing. And I've said this before. In one of them, I was a goat in a production she was doing.
Can you bleat for me?
No, not today.
So
you've got to find some cash to pay.
So if I went to the Ministry of Tourism today, went to your desk or your office, look through the files, or even ask for tangibles, what can they show me?
Yeah, the tangible is even the fact that culture and creative art found a place. That's what I was coming to.
But it was already there. There was a ministry for chieftaincy and culture.
Wait.
And then there was Ministry for Tourism from Jeko Tanka Obechebilante's time.
Before he came,
yes,
there was tourism. All right? There was a Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah.
There was the National Commission on Culture, where I worked too.
Okay.
Then we had the National Theatre. Then culture became a bedfellow of chieftaincy.
Okay.
Then culture moved again. But creative arts, show me where it was.
So the
it was an adopted child of any mother who was available to take care of us. So that advocacy with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, before he became president, yielded fruit when he assumed office and gave us that ministry.
So you told JM that please put
No,
creative
I'm
arts-
talking about the group.
Okay.
That's
So
what I was
okay.
saying. the
So then
group.
he gave you the job. That all right?
Right.
That's your thing.
So
Implement
now,
it.
that ministry now becomes a new ministry that needs a legal framework within which it can work. You can't do that in a day. So the mere fact that our advocacy worked and we got the ministry, and then I was blessed to be made the deputy minister. Our task was short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Short-term, our energy was focused on what laws are available in this country for us to use for this new ministry. Which things can we change? What is the world doing? What agencies are available who are already promoting what we want to do? How can we tap into that and make it work and benefit our country? Those are the legacies I
need to
I'm
take
proud
a
of.
break, but I have to ask you, since
Yes.
we're talking about legacies, the new person at the ministry as a deputy is also from your world, or
Yes.
at least from the entertainment world,
Yes.
Marco Craig Mante.
Yes.
Impressions? Impressed or disappointed?
Oh, why should I be disappointed?
So you're happy for him?
Of course.
You think he'll come out good?
I'm ready to help him come out good, because when he leaves, somebody else will come. But we don't get to go anywhere because this is what we train to
Has
do.
he reached out to you yet?
Oh, as in what?
To say, oh, Mama Gan, I have been given this job, or you people have the footprint there. You want to help
Well,
me?
he
show me?
has.
He
Let
has.
me be fair.
Okay.
We have conversations every
well.
now and again. And I like to tease him a lot, though. I like to tease him a lot. I like to tease him and Sokwe Safo.
Okay.
That they think because I got to be deputy minister, they can lobby to become deputy ministers. I'll be marking them.
This is Face to Face on City TV. I'll be marking the Honorable Dzifa Gomashie when we come back, because we're going to talk about Ketu South, which is ravaged by tidal waves. What's happening there, and what's the government doing, and what is she doing herself? And then we'll talk about the politics there. The man who was the MP for the area looking for a job in the party. We'll talk about that. Ask her if she's been away. Don't worry.
This is Fact Finder from the BBC.
We live in a world where news travels fast, and sometimes it's hard to differentiate fact from fiction. Fact Finder brings fact-checking from the newsroom up close so you can separate truth from chaff. Be empowered to tell what's fake from what's real. Watch Fact Finder by the BBC on City TV every Wednesday at 6 p.m. City TV. It's your world.
You're welcome back to Face on City TV. My guest is the Member of Parliament for Ketu South. Your community, what is happening there? Is it that the sea defense wall has broken down, or there was none at all? What is the problem? I saw the footage. It's horrible.
Horrible, terrifying, scary.
Tell us
All of
what's
that.
causing it.
So-
because there's sea wave in Adan, there's sea wave in
Yeah.
Jamestown. How come we don't see what we are seeing?
So some work was done, phase one they called it, under President Mills and President Mahama.
No, I want to know, understand what the situation. So what happened?
Oh, it's a tidal wave. The waves. Look, global warming is real. So now, at the high tide, the waves are so big, it's eroding the sand, the beach.
Sweeping the
The
sand into the.
yes. So it started from you remember the Ketu one, and then the Blakusu one. So the intervention started, but then it stalled since 2017.
Now, so
So when it happens like that, shall I say eat?
yeah, you can use that. So
I
that
know.
it's into the sun.
It eats the sun from under the buildings. So then the buildings come down.
Oh.
After it's taken the beach, It keeps doing that, and then it gets to the buildings and takes the sun from under. They collapse.
And how far into the community has it gone? If you
So
could
far, I don't know. Look.
So from the beach, this is a beach. How far into the communities, in terms of kilometers or minutes, did it get?
From where we are sitting.
That's very short.
Yes.
But how did it affect houses that are far, or is it that the people built on front of the beach?
No, but it's been going on for a while. That's why I said that phase 1 was the beginning of the intervention to address it. If we had continued, then Salakopa, Muchino, and Gavaji would not be going through this. But because it was stalled, is the reason why this is happening again.
Is it that people were not supposed to build where they built?
Oh, no, nothing to do with that.
So where they built is normal, it's okay.
Beach communities are everywhere.
And
you just mentioned that yourself.
And their communal living is not the cause. This is purely climate change and maybe nature.
This is purely nature. Force majeure, this is purely nature. Nothing to do with human activity. Well, global warming is supposed to be human activity. I don't know.
But not the people who are there, not the victims now.
No.
And so is it that it wiped away the community? Is it that, how is it that it wiped the whole community away?
It's wiped
or
away.
It submerges a community?
It wipes it away. That's what I've just described to you. So it starts by taking away the beach. And so it's coming closer. And then we start shouting. And then we start shouting. Before we know, it's finished with the beach and it's attacking the houses.
Now, is it that there's some other water, like a lagoon or something? Because is it just a seawater that comes just to cause this distraction?
Yes.
And it becomes like a swampy area?
No. You see, it doesn't become swampy. It's just taking the sand. And my fear is that it hasn't happened yet. My fear is in one of the communities, I think it's Salakopa. It's so close to the road now, 2-3 tidal waves, and the road may go.
Wash the road away.
To wash the road away. And then the road is what is separating the sea from the lagoon. And so it can go in there, and that's going to be a bigger disaster.
How are the people living? How are they surviving this?
You know, I go there often to commiserate, to encourage, to inspire, and to tell them that I have not left them. You are not alone in this one. It's sad that this is happening at this time. If you recall, March of 2020, in the name of COVID, the borders were closed. So the livelihood that the border brings or offers has not been there a year and a half. And then the sea is doing this, where they could go fishing and find some, sell some, eat some. And then only, was it last month or last 2 weeks? They now go and lock the sea too. So,
not literally.
Listen, I'll try and explain when I finish in ever.
It can never happen.
See? But that's exactly what's happening to us, meaning that you can't kill one animal and expect to take 2 hearts out of it. But right now, we've killed these people and we've taken 3 aji out of them.
Yeah, but the sea locking thing, it was instituted, I think.
But we are crying. We are crying about the closure of the border. We are crying about the devastation the sea is causing. That you come and lock the sea on top of it. And between closing the border, the tidal waves, the locking of the sea, what intervention have you had?
That's what I was going to ask you. How is the local and national government assisting the people? NADMO, that would be, and the assembly.
I have spoken a lot about this. NADMO came last 2 months ago, I think it was. Brought some food, rice, oil, and some other things, blankets and cups and plates. But that's not all. You know, and the SDGs talk about decent living. How decent is this living where your own ability to find your livelihood is curtailed and somebody brings you fish? We've learned how to fish. We know how to fish. So if we can't do it and you bring us fish, how long is that supposed to last?
So allow us to fish.
Allow us to fish. If you won't allow us to fish, find an alternative for us. Look, I've been saying that His Excellency the President, perhaps it's because of us that divine favor found him to be the chair, the ECOWAS chair. And this is where I'm encouraging him to use that opportunity to negotiate with his colleague heads of state. Find a solution, as you found for the air travel. Find it for the borders. Let us go through some kind of protocol that will not spread the virus, if that is the case really.
You want the border opened?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you considered that maybe Ghana has done well with vaccination? Togo may not have, maybe Benin may not have.
Yeah.
And Beninois people are coming into the country, Togolese are coming into the country, we are also going back and all of that. Ivorians are coming in, Burkinabes are coming in, and all of that.
I was privileged to be nominated to be on a committee by ECOWAS only a month ago. And 2 weeks ago, I was invited to the first meeting of that committee. And the meeting was in Benin. I drove to airport. Or Maukwenya, my younger sister, drove me to the airport.
Okay.
I boarded the aircraft, went to Lome, took another aircraft from there to Benin. Have I not gone and come back?
Yeah, you have. But
were there no protocols on the way?
Okay.
So I went through the protocols.
But air travel, the passengers may be lighter than land travel. You know that.
I don't dispute that.
If you go to the Abla border, the people who walk through that long room, the customs long room, it's a horde of humans. You don't get the same thing at the airport.
You see, did we not say, or have we not been saying, that having a problem gives you opportunity to be creative? There are ways in which we can do this. We all know that. And by the way, can you go as a journalist to the STC office in Accra, and STC office in Aplau, VIP office in Accra, VIP office in Aplau, and see the number of buses that are on the road every day? And you come and tell me whether people are not going.
So people are really crossing? Paying 5 cedis.
Those who can pay.
Yes,
those who are relying on commerce and making money, they are going and coming. My people who want to go and sell at the Mevida, La Pipi Vida, they can't go.
So you should cut the pretense.
Stop it. And look, it's on the airwaves in the constituency. Every time I'm there, I hear this all the time, that if you get the immigration off the road, then we will understand, we will believe that you really mean what you're doing. Because they are alleging that they are taking money from them and they are going and coming anyway. So why don't you just formalize it? The people who they are sending back as foreigners, who allow them in the first place? Don't tell me that it's because the borders are porous. If the borders are porous and you see all these buses going in and out of Ketu South, that should tell you that it's not just the porous nature. Then, in that case, find a solution. But depriving the people from benefiting from the border is mean. Let's
talk about fixing the tidal waves. So the only way is a sea defense project. What's happening with the sea defense project?
Well, I recall that in 2017, when it happened, we were out of government, but as Mama Jramadu the first from Ketu, I saw on TV that the tidal waves had struck, and so I got in my car and went there to see what I can do. I met Honorable Atachia, who was then the Minister for Works and Housing. I met Honorable Fifi Kwete, who was then the MP, and I listened to them say what they were going to do. Unfortunately, all that was said has not been done. It is my thinking that if those steps were taken as he promised, I'm sure we won't be where we are today. Have I answered the question?
You haven't entirely. What I need to know is that, so what is the future? Is a project happening? Will it happen? When will it be completed so that the tidal will stop?
So his successor, the current Minister for Works and Housing, whose name has slipped my mind
He's
now.
a former Deputy Chief of Staff at the
Right,
of the
right.
Member of Parliament
He
for
is.
Bantama. I'm just giving you clues.
No, don't try.
Asensu Boache is his name.
And I like to think of him as my son, though, or my
Okay.
friend. And his name just slipped my mind. Blame it on growing up, right?
You have a lot of sons in Parliament. We'll come back
Oh,
to
I have a lot of sons everywhere.
We'll go. Let's go back.
So he too has come to assure the people in Ketu South, and I sat right there and listened to him, that by the end of this year, phase 2 of what was started will continue.
So it will be done.
That's what I've been told. Now, my question to my government, the state, is in between now and when the Sea Defense project will start, what is the plan for the people? What is the plan for the people? What should we be doing in the interim? What kind of social network or intervention are you giving to us? And don't remind me about NADMO bringing rice. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
They brought blankets.
Well,
It's not enough.
now.
Let's look at the region in its entirety now. Tourism is an area you're always passionate about. We talk extensively on creative arts. Tourism, you have a huge potential. You have an airport now. But the roads are not good. I mean, the one that bothers me a lot among all of the roads in your region is the one from Toko to Ho. I mean, or from Joja to Ho. That road is not even a road.
Toko to Ho is up because
And to think
Joja
that
town roads are much better.
Yeah.
Are much better.
Because if you have an airport and you fly to Ho and you want to go down south to your constituency, it's hellish driving on that stretch
It
to
is.
your constituency than even if you wanted to go through the Sugakofa routes.
It is. I've just last week I filed a question for the Minister for Roads and Highways to let us know what the plan is. I have some information on which roads were given on contract before we lost the election. So I want to ask him what he's going to do now.
Okay.
But I've just sent it, so it's not been called.
Okay.
It's not been tabled, and he hasn't been called to come and answer. But the potential of tourism, I mean, who doesn't know that? But as you have just said yourself, you hit the nail right on the head. The roads that lead to the facilities are just not there. And it fits into what I was telling you before, Sanda, that we are not looking at the value chain properly and investing in it so we can reap the low-hanging fruits that this sector offers. The tourism part has its laws in place. The act is there. Creative arts and culture coming together into that ministry offers even a bigger platform for the sector to do well. Because really what we sell is our culture and our creative arts. People don't come here to learn about building aeroplanes. People don't come here to learn about sewing suits. No, they don't. They come here because they want to enjoy a part of our heritage, our culture. And so it was a good thing to put them together. And UNESCO, by the way, and the African Union all have some kind of access to funding which we were not benefiting from. So it was one of the things that we did as a ministry when I was working there to ensure that the UNESCO conventions that had been there, some of them before I was born, we ensured that they were ratified so that we can go and take some money from there. And thankfully, the right people were there at the time. The president himself, John Dramani Mahama, the ambassador to France, who was a permanent rep to UNESCO at the time, they were supportive to ensure that, and UNESCO in Ghana, Kalampa, a fantastic gentleman, he he told me the things I needed to do to have those conventions ratified so that we can get the support that we need. And I'm hoping that Mark, see why I'll be marking him? Cool. I have set up the platform. You need to start the building. You need to build on what we have started. So those 7 UNESCO conventions that were ratified, all in 1 year, are the avenues that we can find some resources to cushion what the state gives us. Okay. And I don't know how to say it for those who take the decision to give the sector that pitiful sums of money to work.
So the budget is not huge?
Oh, we are at the bottom.
Really?
Yes.
Not even chieftaincy and culture, not chieftaincy ministry. I'm sure they'll be at the bottom.
We are better than them. Please don't do that to them.
Wow. So opening up your region for the tourism potential, we all already know.
Yes.
And my colleague Bernard Abla and the team of other journalists from the region were touring the place this weekend.
Look.
You were not on the trip.
I was not on the trip. Were you on the trip? You were not on the trip. I think you should have been there.
They didn't consider me full blood ever. They considered me half blood or quarter blood ever. So they didn't go with me. It's fine. I know
they recognize you as a full-blooded Volta.
Yeah, but they don't recognize as a media person. Maybe that's why they left you.
But I was in the media before they came, though.
And then you entered politics.
I retired.
Yeah,
but they went to the politicians, so they could have gone with one other.
No, you are an NDC politician.
Nakaimu.
Yeah, not a government politician.
Nah.
It's a government that organizes. But the voter thing,
look, I saw the. First of all, I'm on VDF, which is Volta Development Forum, which is pushing an agenda of developing the Volta region, and it is not politically, there are politicians on it, but we don't discuss politics. Okay. So I saw the pictures and the narrative of what they were doing and some videos as well. And I immediately sent a message to Dzifa, Beho,
Bampo.
Bampo, yes. Bampo.
Is Beho Bampo?
Yes, of course. It is. And I said, this singular act that you have done will change a certain mindset of some of our young people who have so disconnected from the region. Not only on the tourism and what it offers, but also an appreciation for where you come from, which is divine. That we come from the Volta region is not a thing that you went to Makola and Aflau 10 cities, a whole 5 cities. Bozuma. No. You are born and you are told this is where you come from. That choice is a divine choice. So some of our young people are losing it because of globalization, modernization, call it what you want. An appreciation for other people's cultures that has robbed us of a human resource that should be focused on what can I do for the region. So that singular movement of these amazing human resources that we have in the media landscape. Listen, my heart was going boom, 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 boom.
You should organize one for just the two of us so we can retaliate.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, we should consider
We will do some cooking, we will do some eating on some real.
Yeah, we eat everything. Before we go, and we'll come back and talk about politics in your constituency. I said that your constituency used to be World Bank. I don't know if you are still World Bank or you are now a rural bank, but
that will be happening anytime soon.
I'll come back and ask you why that will be happening. But you are called Mama Jamado the First. That's Queen Mother position or what?
It is.
I thought MPs or politicians are not supposed to do
so there's a caveat in the act. I am not gazetted. I don't have a black stool. It's an honorary title for the work that I was doing in the community way back. So this title was given to me in 2012. Okay. It's a recognition of my work in the community and meant to motivate and inspire people, as the team just did by going there. I don't even want to call myself an icon, but as a development agent.
A
model.
Jamado means what? Dress and wear?
Fix it.
Okay. So
fix the people.
Okay.
So Togbi Fiti called me and said that he wanted to honor me with that title as queen and asked me for a name. And I sent him Jidofa, which is my maternal grandmother's name. Mm-hmm. And he said, no, maybe Madojikwo. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've endured before. Okay. But from where he sits, I've done well for myself. And he wants me to come and fix the mindsets of the children so that they can aspire to be better than me.
I see. So you don't have a palace, you don't hold people before you...
I have my house, which is my own palace.
Okay, so you don't, you don't have a proper palace where you achieve a queen, where you sell land and things, so that we will say that...
No, but we don't sell land in... where's the land, by the way, to be sold?
The sea has taken everything. This is
what's available is a salt place, which... People
don't want.
No, well, they want, but too many people want it. We don't want to give it. But
I know.
Yeah.
Can I have it just 10 by 10? I want to build a cubicle there.
No chance of that.
Just to spend the weekend getaway.
No chance of that.
This is Face to Face on City TV. I'm interviewing a very mean and uncaring Queen Mother, Member of Parliament, Ketu South, Honorable Dzifa Gomashie. When we come back, we'll talk about her constituency itself. What are her chances in 2024, if she even intends to run, and what she's done so far for the constituency. Don't go away.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and Star Times box. City TV, it's your world.
You're welcome back to Face on City TV. I am Omar Usanda. I'm interviewing the Member of Parliament for a constituency that has the most dreaded of shrines, Nogopo, in the Volta region. The constituency, though, is called Ketu South. Now, we'll not talk about the shrine. We'll not talk about the things you can unleash on me if I go wayward. But let's talk about the things you said to the constituents of Ketu South, because Fifi Kwete had decided he was not going to go to Parliament again, and then you came in, and then you won the heart of the people and their thumbs as well. What did you say to them so that we can project in 3 years, these are the things you're going to do for them?
So what I said to them was that this Fourth Republic started in 1992, and Ketu South, Ketu North, Akachi South, Akachi North, Anglo, Kata, South Town, Central Town, North Town, no woman has ever gone to Parliament on our behalf.
Really?
Yep.
So the whole southern part?
The whole southern part. And so I told them, we need to change this narrative. Not just because I want to contest, but because it will help other women venture into politics, because that's human resource there that is not being used. I mean, it's sad that, see how that your reaction alone, your reaction is what used to make me sad. And I used to ask myself, if not you, then who? Who can change that narrative? How can I make the name Dramado mean something? How can I make it relevant? How can I use that opportunity to be Dramado, to be a deputy minister? How can I use it to get the young women who come after me, or my peers, or even those in front of me? How can I tell them that it's doable? Because the women from central part of the Volta region who have been there. Juliana Zuma is a fantastic woman, an amazing minister when she was at tourism. There are women from the northern part. Ekwasana Danswa, a journalist who came into political appointment, contested and won, served her people. How can the southern part of the Volta region, how can we break this jinx? So that's what I campaigned on, that a woman can do it.
Okay. Now, if this woman does it,
right,
what did you say you were going to give to? Did you make them plenty of promises?
No. Listen, it was a problem on my campaign trail where my team members used to say that Mama Mangbadomo, Mama is not making promises. And I wasn't making promises because I've been a deputy minister before. And by dint of fate or the ministry being a cabinet ministry, I had opportunity to sit in cabinet 3 or 4 times. And I know what discussions go on in that room. And I know if you go and make promises that you can't deliver, it will hang you. You will hang yourself.
I see.
So I was very guarded and very cautious. By nature, that's who I am.
So you didn't make any promise at all?
I made 4 promises that I know I can do.
4?
4 pet.
Mention. 1.
This is national TV, right?
Yes, this is international actually.
I want a Kata market. I want a Kata market because...
Well, Kata is what?
Kata is what you call kente.
Yes.
We call it Kata.
I know. From Agbozuma. It's woven in Agbozuma,
Kliko, Plawu, all of those places. But there's a small Kata market in Agbozuma Shima. When it rains, it's a mess. So
Is it the one near Boshima?
Tututu. Anyadwama.
Jagwa.
So yeah, it's the one but near Boshima. And that's a goat market.
Yes.
You all want goats.
There's even a cat market there for people who don't know. I was shocked to see a cat.
Stay out.
No, like honestly.
I'm not going
see,
into
you're
that
minister for you're a minister for tourism,
Yeah.
creative arts and culture. Let's let the world know
No.
that if you went to Agbozuma, the market happens every 4 days.
Can we stick with the Kata promise I
Yes,
made?
every 4 days. I promise you, my viewers, there's a market where there are stakes like you see in a cattle market, and there are cats tied to the stake and being sold.
No.
This happened when I was there in 2005, 6. I do not know if it's still happening.
Listen,
Around Boshima.
be very careful. I didn't hear any of the things that you just said in the past 1 minute.
Wow.
I am sticking with the goats and the sheep.
Okay.
and
We
the
can
ducks
do one
and
district, one factory for the cats, in that market.
And so we have goats, we have sheep, we have ducks.
Come back. Come back.
Go
slowly. No, come back. So you
Cow.
So you want to raise the Kete market?
So I want to do the Kata market.
Number 2.
Number 2, I want to revive the Avwemashima. Revive the Avwemashima, which is a small market in Avwema. When I was a child, that market could go on like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. You could still go there and get okra.
Okay.
And my younger sister and I used to be terrified of that market because in the darkness, all you see are these bobo lamps all over the place. We used to say they are witches.
So which town is this?
Avwema.
Avwema, okay.
And then I want a place where the young people can play football. They love sports.
You want to do AstroTurf?
Can you help me?
I don't have money.
No, you don't have to have money, but you can know somebody who knows somebody, and you can lead me to that somebody.
Charlie, I won't do it.
You can't or you won't?
No, I know a middleman
Yes.
who ended up paying 51 million cedis just because he helped construct stadia some time ago, some matter. So I don't want trouble. What if matter happens now? I'll be the middleman. I don't want trouble. If you remember Waterville, I suffered, and there was a man in there. He also.
Okay.
So
can we stay on Ketu South?
Yes. So okay. So Avwema market.
Yes.
You want to do so? Is it AstroTurf you want, or just want to do pitches? How many pitches do you want to do? Or how many? You want to do a full stadium?
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? But
what's
how
your
much
plan?
money?
What's your concept?
My concept is somewhere decent for now.
In
that
one
has
community or all communities?
It would be ideal. Oh, but the community. Do you know Ketu South? Oh my gosh! I'm sure that the whole budget that Ministry of Sports gets alone will be taken, and there will still not be enough to do. Yes, but so even if we have 1 or 2 for now.
Which are the areas you're looking at? Which towns are you considering?
I'm looking at Agbawema. That's in Aflawu, towards after the Diamond Cement. The road is so bad there. My God!
Can't you tell the Diamond Cement people to do it as CSR? Because everybody's complaining. The youth have demonstrated. The road is not being done. Maybe the government decided now we will not mark this on X. So let's tell Diamond Cement that.
No, I don't have to tell Diamond Cement. Diamond Cement is suffering.
Yeah, but you're the MP. Go and lobby. Tell Diamond Cement that, the government is not listening. Just do this for us.
I'm lobbying President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Please talk to him. Speak ever to him. He understands small ever.
Togbinya, Lucky.
Togbi Obanya.
Togbinya. No, Togbi is chief, and it can be old man as well.
Grandfather.
So now it can be grandfather. And grandfather, can he? No, he can't be my grandfather.
That's
He
why
can be my
that's why I
father.
didn't want you
But
to
the
call
Togbi
him.
is title. I'm using it as a title.
Okay, let's
Togbinya.
leave Togbi out.
Can you help me? One AstroTurf.
I know who will help you.
Who?
He's a member of parliament for Etiwa East. He's called Kwesi Amoakwata. He's a minister for roads and highways. Catch him around the tea area in parliament and ask him. Your last promise.
Sorry?
Your last promise to the people.
To ensure that...
you forgot your promise.
No!
Okay.
I'm trying to phrase it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
To ensure that I leave a legacy that doesn't end with me. When I exit, I would have had a succession plan of one woman coming out of the 9 constituencies I mentioned to you, that the whole of Volta region assists me to ensure that the southern part of the Volta region gets another representative in parliament. It doesn't have to be Ketu South. It doesn't have to be Ketu North. It can be any of them. Somebody.
You're going to be spreading your tentacles to other constituencies.
Absolutely.
Usurpation of powers.
Nope.
They will gang up against you and
Listen,
remove you.
if God thought that this world would do well with just men, why did he create a better one?
But he waited for a long time before he brought the second.
Because he was hoping against hope.
And you're like, no.
And I'm still hoping too.
You're like, no.
But
Charlie.
he said, no, they're not changing. They can't change.
Let's just bring this one to come
Let's
and
just bring
unstabilize things a bit.
Ona, Vinny.
Unstabilize.
Oh, you called me mean.
But, you know, ever food to know.
You want to gender shame right now?
When she came, you saw the apple and the snake and all those. Let's move on. No religion, no history. Let's conclude.
If you try.
How long do you want to stay in parliament for?
If you try.
I have withdrawn.
You have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I mean.
How long do I want to stay in parliament for?
Yes. You're doing 4 years now.
Yes.
Will you go for 4 more for Dzifa?
I'm getting close to 60. A couple of years.
You don't look it though.
God has been merciful.
I think
Thank
you
you.
have Nana Konedo Ajiman's blood in you or something. The two of you.
I learned under her.
Oh.
Hello, Your Excellency.
Yes.
You know, I worked with her for many, many years.
I see.
And she's really impacted my life. Her strength, her intelligence is admirable.
I'm not going to go back.
So
I'm not going to die. When do you want to leave parliament? Or do you have a plan? Succession plan?
I have a plan of being the first woman to ever occupy this position, to make sure I leave an indelible mark, to leave a legacy that will make this patriarchy that we are saddled with change.
So you're doing your first 4 years. How many multiples of 4 are you going to do? Do you have a plan to say you do 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, and then because you said you're 60, almost 60.
Getting there.
Okay. Do you plan to stay after 70 still in parliament? Because your constituency, if you win the primaries now.
No.
You don't want to go up to, you don't want to be in parliament at 70.
Doing what? No.
65?
Okay, so let's say that the people of Ketu South, and I'm super grateful, gave me 4 years. I've done 6 months.
So when you finish?
I want to see what I do, and I know that the legacy I leave will ensure that they will have to accept when I say I can't go anymore.
Tamaga, you go.
No, you didn't listen.
I listened, but
no,
I did. Gaka, I want to know. Naga igalo maga igo.
Oh, do I go more jadi?
Daman ne kwe na ta umi.
Epona.
Daman na.
Bojidi?
Promise amana. Epona. So you can finish. Thank you so much, Mama Dradosi. Dramado. Banto the first. Member of Parliament.
The first day.
I'm trying to let the English people know.
Okay. But the English people, can you try a less small ever?
Macau. Yevo lagba.
Oh, but the Irish priest who say mass in ever.
Let's leave it here.
Is it?
Thank you.
Okay.
Member of Parliament, Ketu South.
Yes.
My name is Omar Rusanda Amado. It's been great coming your way. You didn't wish me Baraka de Salah, but I wish my viewers Eid Mubarak. Happy Eid. Thank you for being with City TV. It's your world.